are new mandates and lockdown 2.0 on the way. You are now within minutes of horror, and your only chances of survival is hitting that like button. With that being said, let's continue on with the video. The funny thing about conspiracy theories is that it's only a matter of time before they are proven true. One of the current theories was that a new lockdown was going to happen, a new disease lockdown was going to occur sometime around the election time. Of course, big media comes out and they say this is false. There is no way a new lockdown will happen. There will be no new mandates. There is no proof that this will ever happen. But those who know, especially when there's news articles that were coming out about a secret Chinese-run lab in California illegally storing vials of the C-19, among other diseases. A code officer happened to receive an anonymous tip about a business operating without a permit in an old warehouse. The code officer walks into the warehouse and she describes what she sees as stuff out of science fiction. Dozens of refrigerators filled with vials of blood, viruses and bacterias, containers of chemicals, hundreds of laboratory mice, and an array of stored laboratory equipment, all inside an unpermitted business operating illegally. Now, the people who watch me and are not conspiracy theorists, and those that say I drink too much bleach, please do comment below on what you believe this is. Did a bunch of doctors just get together to have a doctor's party? Did a bunch of role players just get together to roleplay as doctors? Now, once this lab was studied, it was found out that not only did they have the C-19, but it also included other exotic contagions such as malaria, hepatitis B and C, chlamydia, human herpes, and rubella, among others, used in production of various test kits. Now, unfortunately, it is believed these were also put into pregnancy test kits, so any woman going to grab one of these pregnancy tests that were sold to suppliers, they would possibly get one of these diseases. Now, this lab was found 8 months ago. Now, make this make sense. After finding this lab was not shut down until 5 months later after the discovery. Flash forward to present day, we now have 3 new variants spreading. There is EG.5, FL.1.5.1, and BA.2.86. And while they're not spreading as much as previous summers, they are climbing steadily for several weeks. To the point we do now have certain places putting in place previous protocols. August 20th, 2023, effective immediately, Morris Brown College has reinstated its C-19 mask policy due to reports of positive cases among students in the Atlanta University Center. Over the next 14 days, the following protocols will be in place. All students and employees are now required to wear face masks once again. There is now physical distancing. Students must maintain physical distancing. There are no more large gatherings. There will be no large parties or large student events on campus for the next 2 weeks. Isolation and quarantine, contact tracing, symptom monitoring, regular hand washing and sanitation. Now, I do want to make it clear, I have absolutely no problems with washing your hands regularly and staying clean. You should have been doing that prior to the C-19. But it does look like we are reverting back to previous times. And I do strongly believe they are going to blame this on the jabless. And they are going to make it a requirement for everybody to now get jabbed. No. Ignore those weird labs popping up everywhere. Ignore those. Sweep those right under the rug. Blame that person that does not want to get the jab. Now, you may be saying, this is only one college. This does not mean anything. But you do know how Hollywood, and I said this in many of my videos, Hollywood does do predictive programming. Well, come to find out, Hollywood is now doing its own mandates. And whatever Hollywood does, the rest of society will soon follow. Hollywood studio Lionsgate is returning to mask mandates for many of its employees amid rising C-19 cases reported in Los Angeles. Employees must wear the mask unless they are alone in an office with the door closed, actively eating, actively drinking at their work area, or if they are the only individual present in a large open space. Studio employees must also perform a daily self-screening prior to coming to the office. I really do hope we can get out of this without another lockdown, because we are still recovering from the previous one, and if we do have another one, it will really doom the economy. but perhaps maybe this is what they want. In any case, thank you so much for watching. If you do like this channel and you want to see more, please subscribe. If you're already subscribed, please like, as any engagement does help the channel grow. Once again, thank you so much for your support.
In December, I received an anonymous complaint. At the front of the building, we have an alcove that's typically empty. There have been a lot of vehicles in the alcove, and we received a complaint that possibly someone was utilizing the warehouse. We don't have a valid business license on file for it. So I came out to do a follow-up inspection. So when I circled around, I found this garden hose. On the back side of the building, this garden hose runs the entire length of the building and is fed in through the side of the wall. And this is a building violation. So because they drilled through and fed it through for the use of water, I needed to gain access into the building and confirm what they were doing, that they needed water for this business. I observed this, I took photos of this garden hose, and then I observed that the loading door for when this was an active business was propped open, and there was a ventilation tube coming out. So obviously this warehouse was in usage. Just seeing these two gave me the authority to go and knock on the door and to make contact with anyone that was on site to request an inspection. Okay, so these items here are embargoed, and when we embargo, these are finished components for the medical devices, and these are the items that the state has jurisdiction to enforce on. So as we're going through our abatement, what we're having to do is open boxes and determine what is finished product and what is a finished component. So the components can be thrown away, they're just little plastic pieces, but these items have to be destroyed in front of a CDPH officer as proof that they cannot go out into circulation into the public anymore. So at this point of time, because of the abatement and us needing to open the room to be able to get everything situated for the upcoming abatements, we've moved all of the refrigerators out since they've been sanitized. And we're storing them outside because what we'll need to do is, per the EPA requirements, we will have to drain the coolant out of the refrigerators before they can be disposed.